I did a training about 6 years ago. In fact, I have the boxing gloves as a testimony to that training. I did a training at an office in New Jersey, and the guy asked me, this guy Bobby said to me, Jay, you just let it rip. Usually when I get asked to speak at a meeting or when I invite someone to speak at one of our events, they'll ask me, so what is it that you guys need to hear? How could I help with your team? And so when I go somewhere else, I always ask them, what can I do to help your team? What do they need to hear in order for me to be, for my visit to be effective? What can I do to help your team? What message do you want me to deliver? And this guy Bobby, who's a retired cop, said to me, look, Jay, I was a lot tougher when I was out there locking guys up than I've been on my team. I don't have the ability to be that tough with them. But since you're the outsider, you can, because they won't see you again. Right? And I said, listen, I get it. I understand. So I pulled out of my notebooks a training that I had done years earlier and I hadn't done in a while. And it was one of these trainings that was right in your face. It was an awakening of a training. It was something that allowed for the person to sit back and say to themselves, okay, I'm either going to take this information and let it resonate with me in a positive way, or I'm going to be offended and I'm going to it'll be just one more reason for me to quit because this guy offended me. Now, if you're offended by coaching and if you're offended by hardcore, in-your-face, respectful instruction and coaching and more about really more of giving you the antidote to delusional thinking, if you're offended by that, then you're never going to build a business. You're never going to build a business. There's plenty of people who get offended when giving good instruction with respect, and those are the people that usually end up falling short at building a business of any significant degree. So the training I wanted to wrap up with tonight was the one that I did a few years ago, and then a few years a few years prior to that. And as you see on my screen there, it's pretty simple. It's either sell out or get out. The topic of my last couple of minutes here is sell out or get out. Now, you guys have been around long enough to know, and a lot of you guys on our team are either married, you have children, you've been in relationships, or at a job, you're at a job. But to some degree, to some other avenue, you've joined something, made a commitment to something, got involved in something. And you know as well as I know that if you got involved in anything like that, and if you gave it a half-fast effort, you know you wouldn't last very long in that particular involvement. You certainly wouldn't be kept around very long in that involvement. Just imagine if you got involved in, if you guys who are married, just imagine if you didn't sell out to your marriage. You just kind of made a commitment to get married, and you didn't sell out to your spouse. Well, first of all, your spouse would know right away, wouldn't they? They would smell it out right away. They would say, hey, this person made a commitment to me to be my spouse, but they're not really giving me all of them. If you don't sell out to your spouse, if you don't sell out to your marriage, if you don't sell out to parenting, being a good parent to your kids, if you don't sell out to that, aren't they going to know? Absolutely. But more importantly, how are they going to feel if they know that you're not giving it your all? And if you don't sell out, how well is it going to work?